with this lesson, a picture is worth 1,000 words, you are going to use a photo of yours, preferably a forward-facing photo. And we're going to need to make sure that you have a light colored background. In this instance, I don't have a light colored background, so I am going to need to crop that out, or not crop that out, but select it and delete it. And that's okay though, because I have to use the selection tools on this anyway. So the first thing that you are going to do is use your magnetic lasso tool, and hopefully you have a background that's easy enough for you to make a good selection. If you don't, I'm going to show you how to use the quick mask mode, which is going to make selections a lot quicker and easier and allow you to be more precise. Okay, so when I look at this here, it actually did a pretty good job for as quick as I went through there, but I do see a couple of mistakes where the marching ants haven't selected everything I want. So I'm coming down here and I'm going to use quick mask mode. And what it does is everything that is not selected has been turned red. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in. Actually, I'm going to zoom in more so that I can get a closer look. And I'm going to need my brush tool. And I'm probably going to make it a small size for now, maybe not that small. And when I paint black, oh, the opacity needs to be at 100% and the flow at 100%. Otherwise, you will be painting all day to get red. Okay, so when I paint with the black, it actually comes out red, and that's because the black is taking it out of the selection. It's deselecting it. Okay, so I am using the black first. When you get into tight spaces, you'll want to reduce your brush size. And I got a pretty good job there, so now I'm going to switch to white. And here I can go in, and here I'm adding to my selection. So a couple of these little spiky pieces of hair I can add. And for this particular lesson, if I miss a couple, it's not going to be harmful to the outcome of it. But I do want to get, whoops, as good a job as I can. So I'll make sure that I got this little piece around his collar. Okay, and take your time with it. Press pause on the video if you have a lot that you need to adjust. You don't have to keep up with me. You just have to press pause and then come back when you're done. Oops, and then I'll go to the bottom. And I'm going to increase my brush size here because I've got an easy fix down here at the bottom. All right, now I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to exit quick mask mode and look at my selection. I like it. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to save my selection just so that I don't lose it. Okay. Then I'm going to unlock my background layer by double clicking on it. And I'm going to select inverse and I'm going to delete the background. And I'm going to deselect real quick. I'm going to create a new layer and I'm going to fill this one with white. And I'm then going to merge those two together. Okay, so just so that he has a white background. It's important to have a white background on this particular image. Okay, white or very light. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do here is open a new document, and you are going to use your type tool and type four different um, names. I say different names. Your name, your first name, or your initials, or a combination of first and last name, or a nickname and your real name. Any combination is fine, but use black. It has to be black, and you also need to use different fonts. Okay, the font size doesn't need to be huge. Um, Most of these are, depending on the font, around 20. I guess there were a couple of them that were 40, but most of them are around 20. Once you have them on there, you're going to use your rectangular marquee tool, select one at a time, and you'll go to the Edit menu, Define Brush Preset, and give it a name. I just named all of mine Carson 1 through 4. Okay, and I've already got mine saved. That's why I'm not actually clicking OK. You need to click OK, and you're going to repeat that step for all four of your names. So now we need to go back to our photo, and you are going to do something new here. It's called color range. So if we go up to the Select menu, you'll see color range. Select that. And up here at the top, you have a drop-down menu, and you have different things that Photoshop will help you select. The first thing I want you to select is shadows. And basically what it's doing is it is choosing the darkest places of the photo. And it's not the black, which is the darkest. It's actually the white area that is the darkest. Okay? Now, if I click OK, it's selecting it, okay, with the marching ants. So you can see the marching ants here. So with this selected, we have a keyboard shortcut we can use to where it will copy these pixels into a new layer, and that is Command J. So I'm going to Command J, and it deselects after it copies the shadowed pixels, the dark pixels, into a new layer. Okay, and then I can go ahead and name that shadows so that I don't forget. I'm going to go back to my original layer again, and this time when I go up to the select menu, color range, I'm going to choose midtones. Okay, and so now it is going to be selecting the middle areas from this, and I click OK. Now, if for some reason you have any background area selected, and it's not just your face or your body, this is where we want to use our selection tools and subtract from the selection, because we don't want anything out here outside of our face selected. That's why we put the white background layer there, or why I did. So if yours has something, you're going to need to subtract from the selection. Okay, and so now with the marching ants, once again, we can Command J, and it is going to copy the midtones to a new layer, and I can name that midtones so that I know it's there. And then we can move on to the next step. Okay, so I am going to hide my original layer. I don't want to delete it, but I do want to hide it. And we are going to have to fill the other two layers with black and gray. So I'm going to choose my midtones layer first. And from the Edit menu, I'm going to choose Fill. And up here at the top, we have different things that we can fill it with. One of our options is 50% gray. So I'm going to choose that. Then I want to make sure that I check the box that says Preserve Transparency, and then I click OK. Okay, so now all those midtones are actually a gray color. Next, I'm going to go to Shadow Layer, and I'm going to do that Edit Fill again. This time when I fill, instead of 50% gray, I'm going to choose black. Also, I want to make sure that I keep that check next to Preserve Transparency. And then I'm going to click OK again. And at this point, we have a very basic gray and black photo. Okay? All right. Now, I like what has been selected or colored gray. However, you should realize that you can use the paintbrush tool on each of these layers. You can sample the black or the gray to get the exact color. If you feel like you need, and maybe for instance, maybe I'll do it a little bit here just so that you can see. If I go and choose a smaller brush and go to my midtones, maybe I give, oh, oops, I have to choose the correct color first though, don't I? There. I can go and put a little bit more definition around his face, okay? And again, if you like the way it looks, if it looks like it has enough detail, then you don't have to do that. And you can work on both of those layers. And then you can go ahead and move on to the next video.